Hey, scholars, this is Mr. Facias, your fourth grade STEM teacher, and I'm going to go ahead and go over your Thursday assignment in your packet. The first thing you're going to do is your notice and wonder, which is this Thursday 4:30 problem. You're going to write down everything that you notice and you wonder. So you can start with the image and start writing the things that you notice. I noticed that there's several layers on there. Um, I noticed there's coconut on the top. So I'm going to write all the things that you notice about it. I'm going to go ahead and read the paragraph below. And then I want you guys to start thinking about what do you notice about this problem and what do you think the question is? Remember that your question could be different from your peers. It's because you're going to see what question you come up with. It's a real world problem. Every year, Alyssa and Alana's family have a family reunion. This year, the girls are bringing their favorite dessert. They brought two identical rectangular pans of coconut. Identical means like the same. So you can think of like identical twins because they're like the same, right? Their family ate 4/6 of the coconut cake that Alyssa made and 5/6 of the coconut cake that Alana made. Ask yourself a question. What are you wondering? I know I'm wondering maybe how much cake did the family eat all together? Maybe you're wondering how much cake is left. So write that down. Write down your question. Maybe you're wondering something different, but write down your question. And then I want you to show me a model or strategy on how you're going to solve that question. Make sure to create a Flipgrid response telling me how you solved it and explaining how you solved it in the video. On the left side of this is our adding fractions anchor chart that we're going to go over because you may need to use some of this or you need a refresher. So this is the fraction that I came up that I wanted to add. Let's go ahead and start with adding with fraction bars. So we're going to add 2/4 and 3/4. So if I want to add fourths with our fraction bars, I got to make sure that each of these bars are split up in fourths. So the way that we're going to do that is to put a line down the middle and then split those. And that's going to create 3 lines. And when we do 3 lines, it's going to end up creating 4 units. See, 1, 2, 3, 4 units. So again, we just do 3 lines because we need 4 units that represents our denominator. Our denominator is the units or how many pieces we have. Now we have it all set up. So now if we want to add 2/4, we will simply just go in here and add 1/4 and 2/4. So we got our 2/4. Now we got to add 3/4 in there. So 1/4, 2, 3. Now we added our 3/4. So what did we end up with? We ended up with 1 whole. And if we look at this bar, there's only 1/4 left over. So our answer is 1 and 1/4. So that's how you can add with fraction bars. I'm going to show you how you can also add using number lines. So let me go ahead and go here. And to do the number lines, again, we have to label these, and we know that this is going to be 0 down here, and this one has to represent 2 because we know it's going to add up to more than 1 whole. And then here is 1. So 0, 1, and 2 are our whole numbers. So we got to create our fractions now. So how many lines do you think we're going to add between our wholes? If you said 4, you are correct because that's the number of pieces, the number of units that our denominator says we have. So let's go ahead and make those lines. We have to make 3 lines to make 4 units. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to do the same thing here. 1, 2, and 3. So that's going to represent 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, but we know 4/4 is really 1 whole. Okay, so let's go ahead and add this. Let's start off with our 2/4. So we're going to go 1/4, 2/4. Okay, so now we got to add our 3/4. So let's go 3/4. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and we land right here. So we have 1 and 1/4. So again, we come up with the same answer, 1 and 1/4. Lastly, you can just add across. Remember with this one, you have to keep the denominator the same. So let's go here. Let's add our numerators. We have 2 plus 3, which is 5. And our denominator stays the same. So we have 5/4. Uh-oh. What do we notice? Yeah, it's an improper fraction. So what do we have to do with the improper fraction? That's right. We have to make it into a mixed number. Do you guys know how to make it into a mixed number? It should have been something that you did yesterday. So maybe review yesterday's video if you don't remember. Um, or if you do remember we have to pull out the whole numbers, right? So 4/4 is one whole. So we pull that one whole out and we're left with 1. So that becomes our numerator. And our denominator stays the same, which is 4. And then again, we still get 1 and 1/4. So that is our answer, and that's how we can add fractions with those 3 strategies. Can't wait to see your videos. Remember to get on the 2:30 call if you have any questions, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.